What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe. Well, we'll do a little posy burger. We'll start with a positive, eat some rotten meat, and then end with a positive. Jari Evans, semifinals for the Hall of Fame. Love seeing that. Shout out to the legend. Hope he gets it. He had one of those like if he makes it, it'll be surprise. Well, I don't know if it'll be surprising or not. I don't know the Hall of Fame dynamics well enough. But he had one of those, what I always find to be those fascinating kind of lightning careers. He's not going to make it off of longevity. He's not going to make it because he has like 15 Pro Bowls or anything like that. I think he may only have 4. But he's one of those guys like when he did play, it was basically like all pro every year, right? So just Jim Brown's like kind of the prime example. That was it 7 years in the league, but 7 just overwhelmed. Terrell Davis would be a guy that I'd probably put in that category. Man, TD was fun to watch. I still can't believe that those old Broncos teams didn't have a single O-lineman over 300 pounds when they won back-to-back Super Bowls. That's crazy. All right, so there's your positive. Now let's get into Derek Carr. There's a paragraph in Nick Underhill's film review on New Orleans Football right now that is not meant to be negative. In fact, it's kind of almost trying to be positive, I would say, and yet I found it to be the single most depressing paragraph you could read to sum up just how abysmal this offense really is. Here it is. Quote, one pass that wasn't way off the mark, but still wasn't put in the easiest place to make a play, came in the second quarter on a throw to Juwan Johnson. We're pointing this one out more for the play itself than the result. New Orleans tried to introduce some wrinkles on this play and had a player in motion before the snap, a play-action fake, and called for Carr to roll out on a bootleg to try and hit Johnson. The pass was off the mark, but it did show some creativity and could be something the team tries to incorporate moving forward, even if it didn't work well here. Close quote. My God, man. My God. If that does not lay out how putrid Carr and Carmichael are right now, that on a film review art, and this is not on Nick because I get why he's pointing out, and you know how I feel about Nick's analysis. It is beyond my own when it comes to NFL, certainly. But we're doing a film review week 12, Jake, and a play that gets highlighted is an incomplete pass simply because it featured pre-snap motion, a play action, and a boot?
Yeah.
And Derek Carr can't hit the pass? Like, what in the world? So you see all of the awful Saints offensive philosophy and design and lack of creativity and lack of everything wrapped up into the fact that this play is highlighted. And you see all of Derek Carr's horrible inaccuracies, which continue to puzzle me. It really hit me in the gut reading this paragraph. It's week 12, guys.
Yeah, it should.
It's week 12.
It is week 12. And when you look across the league, like Baker Mayfield is having a much better year than Derek Carr. He's got more yards. He's got 7 more touchdowns, only 2 more interceptions. But, I mean, he's having a better year. Completion percentage is about the same, right? Well, Tampa didn't pay for Baker Mayfield what you paid for Derek Carr. I mean, we could go like Sam Howell's having a better year. Justin Fields, who missed 3 games, has 2 more touchdown passes than Derek Carr. And he missed 3 games.
And didn't they just win like 12-10?
Yeah.
On Monday Night Football?
Yeah. I mean, he only has, I think, 2 more than Jimmy G, and Jimmy G's played 6 weeks.
I mean, I don't remember the last time he threw a touchdown, but
the Colts game.
Bro,
God,
that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think I had 2 kids when they played the Colts.
I was about to say, Mario remembered so quickly because there's only been a handful of
Yeah.
them. So, he didn't even have to go back that far.
Derek Carr, 10 touchdown passes this season. Tommy DeVito has played 5 games and has 7 touchdown passes.
Again, Tommy DeVito lives with his parents and his mom. And you pay this man $40 million.
Will Levis has played 5 games, and he's got 6 touchdown passes.
Good God.
And he puts mayo in his coffee.
And here's what I don't understand. And it's funny because it's like every day I can come in here and something new about the Saints or Derek Carr is going to piss me off. So this is it today. And this, again, goes back to the paragraph. Maybe you can help me here, Jake. How is Derek Carr so inaccurate? And this is on me, hand up, maybe a bit of incidental racism or something here. I just assumed, I didn't watch Derek Carr very closely with the Raiders. I just assumed he was an accurate quarterback, right? Because what else is he really bringing to the table? He's not bringing elite athleticism. He's not bringing elite arm talent. Like, I just assumed that it'd be, regular-sized white guy that's put up the numbers that he has and has had success in the NFL, that he was accurate. He's
That would be an inaccurate assessment there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But then what has he did? How did he ever do what he did with the Raiders? How did he ever throw for over 3,000 yards, ever make a Pro Bowl, ever have a 10-win season? He doesn't handle pressure well. He's inaccurate. He doesn't make great decisions. Even in the postgame, he doesn't seem to want to take accountability. He locks in on reads. I mean, I suppose he gives the feeling of a franchise QB. Like, it's one thing we were talking about during camp, the level of confidence and control that he appeared to have.
He only completed 60% of his passes last year. And that was something that we talked about. Whenever this move was made, everyone wanted to go back to 2019 Derek Carr, where he completed 70% of his passes and threw for 4,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Like that year in 2016, those were the outliers.
I know.
You go back to just a year ago, he completes 60% of his passes.
I thought that was Josh McDaniels.
Throws 14 interceptions. The year before, 2021, he threw 14 interceptions. Look, I watched a lot of Derek Carr because he played in the same division as the Chargers. He had moments, but there was more inconsistencies than there was moments, and really kind of by far. And so he kind of is who he is. And when you complete 60% of the passes in today's NFL, it's going to put you towards the bottom or at the bottom of the league.
Yeah, you got to be at least 65 now as a starting quarterback. When my old man played, 60 was the cutoff.
Yeah.
And that's when they would accept like 15 picks to 20 touchdowns and be like, hell of a year. This is explosive. Like times have changed.
We were talking about it not long ago. Like, you go look at Joe Namath, touchdown to interception.
Yeah. That's why you can't.
It's a different time back
Johnny
then.
Unitas, all
Yeah, you can't
guys.
judge. That's why you can't judge era to era.
You're talking about completion percentage. T-Bob, this is actually top 5 year for Derek Carr in terms of completion percentage.
I'm not even talking completion percentage. Well, that's because he's a check down, check down Charlie.
But no, that's my point. Like,
I
he
don't
hasn't
care
been
about
great this
completion
year,
percentage.
but-
I'm just talking about his actual accuracy.
Right.
These crossing routes, the pick that Bates got, like the throw that Shaheed got hurt on, this Jawan Johnson play that was highlighted simply because it featured pre-snap motion and a play action boot.
This is the second lowest, only to his rookie season of yards per attempt. Second lowest.
Yeah.
His rookie year, he was 5.5, which, ooh, boy.
So-
this year, he's 6.8.
So let's be clear. So I think I am seeing a bit of a picture develop where, look, Derek Carr is not nearly as good as I thought he was going to be. That's certainly true. Also, he is someone that, and I don't know how, and this is every player in a way, Jake, but maybe he can vacillate further, like based on the level of his coaching, right? Obviously, him and John Gruden had something. They worked pretty well together. He was able to get the most out of Derek Carr. Derek Carr is not someone who's going to lift the coach up. He kind of may need the scheme and the coach to lift him up. And obviously, I mean, we see the problems with Pete Carmichael and the Saints offense. So it's like, so now you have bad on bad. And when those two combine, unfortunately, this is not the English language. It's not a double negative. Unfortunately, it just means things are doubly bad. So.
Triply bad. Quadruply bad. Bad.
And then don't even get me started on Dennis Allen being like, yeah, we have an identity. We're an explosive offense because I got numbers, and we're going to get into that. But
Lowest QBR for Derek Carr since 2018.
Yeah.
So far.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, right, like maybe Carr's not that good anyway because, again, something like accuracy is not coaching.
So,
and then also Pete Carmichael's not good, and so now
Right.
we're just getting a gumbo of bad.
Yes.
A burned roux.
Ooh, it's
Gumbo
too
of
soon
bad.
still. Too soon. I do not want you in a bad mood.
I know.
Just like we talked about, and I asked Nick yesterday, why not make moves to make it better within what you currently have? Like, I've just never seen an NFL team that's like, hey, it's not working, but we're going to stick to it, and we're just going to try to force it yet again. Like, that just never happens. Like, Derek Carr got benched last year with the Raiders, and that wasn't a Raiders team that really had any life, and he got benched.
The Saints just like it's just how I've seen it reported a lot, and Jeff Duncan's talked on it. They just view themselves as very non-reactive. You see it in video games a lot where clearly something is OP, and instead of nerfing it, the company wants to really wait and see the data and see how it develops. And, a lot more companies are starting to be a bit more. And then there's like a middle ground there. Like, you don't want to be too reactive, right? You don't want to be Tepper, but then you got to do something, right? We need POP to kind of get him to do something, not too much, not too little, just enough.
Just something.
Just something. You got to do something, Saints.
Yeah.
Can't do nothing.
And even if this isn't all like Derek Carr's fault, like even if because Pete Carmichael, when you look at the charts that we've looked at, he's at the bottom of the league as far as play caller.
Yeah.
I understand all of that. But that still doesn't mean that you don't try something new. It doesn't mean that you don't move pieces. And yeah, the receiver room's banged up right now, but there's been healthy receiver room at most, portions of this season that you've done nothing with. And so just try to do something that isn't what you're currently doing, because what you're currently doing is going to be just bad enough to keep you out of the postseason.
Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the two guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.